guys, so if you haven't seen our spoiler video, that's fine, you can totally watch it after this, but yeah, we have more to say besides just this episode, but welcome back. It's Big Brother. It
episode 22 episode 22.
Yeah, we're just like so deep in it. I don't do numbers, that it's like
I'm getting lost.
Yeah, it's fine.
Another eviction episode, a sad one.
Very emotional. I think more of America. It's weird though, because I think he has like people that watch feeds like him because they know, but then even his edit in America, so like casual. So overall, I think the whole world was a little like, wait, what?
He's had like the best arc of like completely incompetent player to now really. I'm honestly surprised at some of the like level of game talk that he had, even like just picking up on it.
Right, him being like, well, I hope like, there's potentially battle back, like him even like knowing that, like he did not know what that was before he went in the house. Hannah taught him, like dead ass. And it just, I could totally see them bringing him back like on a season where they bring back a couple people like they did on 19. Like I could totally see them being like randomly bringing him back for sure, which I would love. And I feel like he'd do better. Hashtag Paul deadass should have won both times, and that's on period. And it's just crazy because like it's, if you're not a real fan and you just like looked up the show, there are so many winners that like I forget
or aren't deserved. The second place or third place are so much better.
Third, the fourth, or whatever place, people are so much better, which is why they didn't make it that far, because they got caught being that good, and then it's like you're donezo. But it's just so crazy because it's like there's just certain things, and like Derek X is one of those. It's like we need him some more time, and like I would him come back. I don't want an all-stars. I'm sorry. I'm not ready.
But like some returning players, I used to like hate when they would just bring back a few, but now I'm like, no, never again. Full season, just bring them back, like a few.
Yep, that's me too. I'm like, you know what? I don't know why I was like an unappreciative bitch. You're right. You couldn't do it with all of them. I'll take the little bit. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
So obviously, Derek X left. The flip did not happen, which was disappointing to me. And I'm gonna say
the third or fourth time.
This is like the third official like covered on the show flip, and it just doesn't happen. And it's led by Tiffany.
And could have happened. Like this one really could have. It was so close. Like
so the vote breakdown was basically Kyland was always going to throw a sympathy vote, and I feel like he knew about the plan, but he was still going to do the sympathy vote.
Yeah, he could cover.
Hannah was always going to probably vote for Derek X as well, so it was always up to Tiffany and Azah, which Tiffany had no issue voting, but I have to think like realistically, if she votes and it doesn't work out, that then ruins her relationship with Claire and Derek X, because she didn't save him, and she now voted to send out her number one ally.
Yeah, so I guess like at the end of the day, maybe
it would have had to been super solidified.
I won't say it till the like end of everything, but like maybe at the end of the day, like she did the right thing, even if we didn't think so or like it. We'll have to see what comes full circle. That's what I need to see.
Yeah, the vote breakdown was Kyland and Hannah, and then everyone else. And originally I was like, oh, Kyland's not going to vote for the flip, but then he did, and I was like, oh my god. And then Tiffany came in and she voted Derek X, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
What's happening? Wait, what's happening? Now I'm confused.
Also, I'm annoyed with the let's watch two people vote and then go to commercial. It's like you just came back from commercial. What the fuck is that?
Like, I don't know who's new in production, or
the editing needs to be fixed.
We need help, because I mean, y'all can watch our videos. You can go on my other channel. We don't put in like the most amazing work at an edit necessarily yet, but we're also not idiots, and anyone can see. And if you've watched the show, even if you haven't watched the show, you see that, you go, what the
was
that?
And I'm not going to have them excuse the high rollers room because they've have not competitions. They don't even show those anymore. They know that the time slot can fit there. I don't know why they do that weird, like.
So annoying.
Derek X comes into the diary room after being nominated, and he's like, well, I got backdoored, and I couldn't even play Veto. And I'm like, Christian's probably laughing at home.
He's like, oh yeah.
Cry me a river, Derek X, whatever.
He's like, goes around, comes around, goes all the way back around, or whatever, Karma.
Hannah tells Xavier about this potential flip, which I thought was a dumb move because one, I feel like Xavier is like the number one person you would not want to tell.
He's the number one person that really wanted him out. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like
why Hannah brought that up. And now, because I feel like honestly, if Hannah didn't bring that up, I feel like it might have happened because a lot of pressure was put on Azah from Xavier, and also she just likes Xavier. So like,
yeah, so she's like, whatever you want, like she says, her middle school crush.
Yeah, and like I think Xavier does have a good point of like Derek X is literally the last physical threat before it's just the cookout. But I feel like that's also scaring the women in the cookout because it's like, well, like, then the
physical threats are the dudes in the cookout. So they're just gonna kill us.
Tiffany talks with sorry.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen, but I can see why they would think that or feel that way or whatever.
Tiffany is talking with Kyland and Xavier in the kitchen, and she's kind of annoyed because she's like, well, she's not hiding her disapproval of Derek X being sent home. She's not like, I'm not going to do it. She's more of like, just know I'm not happy that we're sending him home. And then Kyland's like, well, if you have a reason why you want to keep him, like, let's hear it. And like, I'll hear you. And Tiffany wasn't having any of Kyland, so.
Didn't want to like engage.
Tiffany's basically reiterating a point that we made earlier, which is Sarah Beth is the one that nominated Derek X, none of the men. And she's like, maybe he's not as untouchable as you think, which I think she knows his threat level. And she was just kind of trying to
manipulate the conversation,
which I feel like was a good conversation. She's very good at.
Not wrong. It was smart. It was that was your chance.
She says, like in a conversation to Azah, she thinks she'll be the one to be targeted first in the cookout, which if they're smart, yes, but I don't think that they will.
I don't think she realizes because she's not watching it like we're watching it, that like she's getting away with even when it's close. Like she's just either getting lucky or
she's getting away with potential vote flips going on every week. And she just does not get any sort of.
Nobody's like, that's Tiff.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of
people that are on are the least threatening, Derek F and Azah, and now they're like kind of cool, but regardless, they weren't going to be able to win anything, to do anything, and no one, they just slept all the time. They weren't going to convince anyone. So it was like, even though there was like two people that'd be like, she's a bitch, like they were never going to be able to do anything. So really, she's sitting
a really good spot.
Like, she's sitting pretty.
And I think I can understand why she thinks that. Because I mean, when you're doing all this work to put in a vote flip, like you have nothing to really show for it, but like you did put in a bunch of work.
No, but also I feel like you'd be like, someone has to know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm good, but like, am I this good? Am I really this good? Like, am I tripping? Rumble on me in a second? Like, I feel like they're plotting again. You know what I mean? Like it's like a mind F. So that's also why she thinks that, because she's like, I'm doing so much and I'm getting away with it. That's suspicious.
I think I would be super paranoid if things were working well for me. I'd be like, I'm going to be like found out. Like I would never be like so cocky and confident as some people like in the diary room, like, oh my God, like everyone's like falling for it. Cause then you look like an idiot. Keeping Derek X ensures the three women get to the end over the men, which possibly, I mean, I don't know if necessarily Tiffany believes that. I think it might just be partial.
Mm-hmm.
X goes into solitary confinement, and I didn't realize it was going to be like a little reveal of him coming down the stairs during the eviction.
It was little. They took
way too long. It back, like I get it. He was doing like this whole little shtick with like the afro and like whatever, but like he really took his time coming down the stairs, and they should have had him come down earlier before.
It was weird.
it's like, oh my God, it's a live show. It's like, okay, well, you're having him walk from the have not room to the voting, like,
and he's doing like a character at the same time. So he's not walking like a fast pace. He's like doing something, you know, I don't know. It's like, okay, I get it. It's cool and all, but it was like, damn, that's the time they used to take for stuff like luxury comps where we got to see stuff and it could affect the game potentially, whatever. Like,
it's like, cut this shit out. Why are we like moving stuff that doesn't need to be moved around?
I'm like, we took 3 whole freaking live television minutes for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, do your thing. Because last season wasn't scary enough for losing your spot in CBS. Let's just keep effing up. Don't do this.
I know. Tiffany says Derek X really has to put in the work because if Tiffany does it, it's going to come off too manipulative and pushy. It's basically the same thing that she said to Christian.
But he did put in some work. He did.
No, he did. It was just that Tiffany's like, I can't be the main one like pushing it on people. You need to like put in the work, which Christian and Derek X both did. I give them both credit.
They actually both tried for real. And that was nice to see because there's so many times we have not seen anything near that.
What else? I think that's really it. Besides the eviction speeches where Derek X called Sarah Beth without calling out Sarah Beth, she got called playing a Nicole F game.
And I said, huh? I was like, he did not. Yeah, he did not. I was like,
he was like, I will say, most of the eviction.
To talk about her, like I definitely don't. Like I'm like, ignore her. Like she doesn't exist. Fuck her. But also like how iconic that like someone that doesn't know the game
knows Nicole F.
Was informed to say it like that because we would all understand what the fuck that meant. And it was a big fucking insult. How fucking funny. Anyways, okay, so it's so hard because it's like for me and Scotty, we're like, okay, we have seen a potential flip like 3 times. Tiff's the leader. We wanted this. We're just so disappointed. So we were so disappointed. And then she wins HOH and we're like, kind of happy, you know, like we're happy, feel mad about like what happened. But at the end of the day, like another girl HOH.
Bittersweet.
Her bittersweet, but like Tiff needs this for her resume. Like basically we just have to get over what happened, accept it, and move the fuck on and enjoy her HOH. But if you want to know how we deal with that, like, comment, share, subscribe.